it's so fun. You've got the comic genius of Kaylee Cuoco. You've got the brilliance of Chris Messina sort of bedding everything down. That I think that alchemy works really, really well. And as I said before, it's such a unique thing that I hope an audience comes away thinking, God, I've never seen anything like that before.
I got to say, based on a true story, is a fantastic show from start to finish. I loved it. And I do want to preface that this is going to run after the premiere because my questions, I have to get into some of this show with you. But first and foremost, I mean, what about the show, the idea, the script really sparked your interest to want to be a part of it?
I mean, from the off, I read it. We read so much stuff. There's so many things that are made at the moment. So to really stand out from the crowd is quite rare and special. And I really found with this, they sent me the first 2 episodes, I think, when they asked to meet. And I just thought I'd never read anything like this. It was so out of the box. It was so different and unique. It had its own personality straight off the page, which is so rare and special. And what I said to my team was, I said, my God, I don't know what the fuck this show is, which really excited me, and I thought I'd love to be part of something that swings big. And I think it certainly does that.
It really does, in a way that the comedy thriller genre really could use to keep furthering its popularity nowadays, especially with shows like Only Murders in the Building and whatnot. And so I'm curious what that's like to be a part of that movement where you're getting to help, resurge this murder fascination that we all have nowadays.
Well, it's great. I mean, it's great fun being part of anything that an audience reacts to, which hopefully they do with this, is really great fun. And I'm a huge fan of Only Murders in the Building. I think it's such a fun, again, unique show. It does something. It takes a genre we know and turns it on its head. And it's just unexpected. So it's really fun to be a part of that. And I think, to be honest, I don't think the show would work if we didn't go that sort of swing big comedy route. Like the setup of the premise of the show, that these 2 people blackmail a serial killer, is so ludicrous and crazy. But I think that the way it's done, we hopefully get away with it because it's so fun. You've got the comic genius of Kaylee Cuoco. You've got the brilliance of Chris Messina sort of bedding everything down. That I think that alchemy works really, really well. And as I said before, it's such a unique thing that I hope an audience comes away thinking, God, I've never seen anything like that before. And that's really exciting as an actor to be a part of.
Well, and I will speak to that unique nature because the whole time of the show, I was waiting for the pin to drop of, oh, I was never a killer. I'm just messing with you guys. And yet it happens. And we see that he is genuine about it. And I'm curious, was that and a lot of it does come down to your performance as well. I mean, you play Matt so well with toying with them throughout the show. Was a lot of that was a lot of that in the script already, or did you find a lot of that came from your performance as well, just bringing Matt to life and toying with Kaylee and Chris throughout the show?
I think it was a marriage of both. I mean, I understood when I read it, it was quite a process reading with the producers on this because they were still working out what the show was. Who is this guy? Do we go full scary? Do we go kind of humor? And I think when I was talking with them early on in the process, and these conversations kept happening all throughout shooting, right up to the end of where should I land this? And it made it really interesting for me on set because every single scene I could play 10 different ways, or all at the same time, 10 different ways. And that's a testament to the kind of crazy bedrock of the show, that it can hold many different interpretations. But it was so fun messing with Kaylee and Chris, making them scared, intimidating them, scaring them, and then turning on a dime and being this sort of fun, slightly unhinged guy. I greatly relished it when I was playing it because it made no scene the same for me. I thought, God, I can just play the scene 5 times and then go, fuck it, I'm going to go completely crazy and just play this as a nice guy now. And nothing ever really felt out of bounds. And that's something that we really just developed as we went on. And we had a lot of different directors come in. We had 4 directors in total, and each one of them would watch the work we were doing leading up to that. And they'd say, God, I love this thing you did in one of the episodes. Can we try that a bit more? Or let's try that a bit less. So it was a really interesting process for me because the part was mercurial in what he was. He could be and is many, many different things.
The way that the finale goes, I mean, there feels like so much room to grow from there, both with Ava and Nathan as well as with Matt himself. Have you had any conversations with Craig or anybody about continuing this story after this first season?
Yeah, Craig's got like he's amazing. I mean, he's got nothing short of ideas, and he even said as we're shooting, he goes, "I know what we're going to do in season 3," and so he's got this whole thing, this whole sort of structure mapped out, and it's so interesting because it's a bit like Only Murders in the Building. It's so fun and takes you on a bit of an enjoying ride, but it does ask questions at the center of it as well. Like, is this a really bad thing, making money off this? It's terrible. People are getting murdered and you're making money off it, but someone's going to make money off it. So I think because of that being at its core, it can be pushed and tugged in different directions. And I'd be really excited if an audience gets behind the show and really likes it and asks for more, then I'd be really interested and excited to see which different directions it can go and which avenues we've started to go down, we can go down further.
There is a wonderful satire underlying the whole show that, much like you were saying, much like Only Murders, it really captures very well. So I'm excited and hopeful for more as well. Before I let you go, I've also enjoyed your work in the Poirot franchise thus far. And as far as I can tell, though, we haven't heard whether or not you're coming back for Haunting in Venice. And I'm sure you can't actually confirm or deny anything. But I mean, are you... What do you think the future holds for you in that franchise, if not Haunting in Venice?
Well, I'm pretty dead at the end of the second film.
There's always prequels.
Yeah, never say never with movies. And obviously, yeah, I mean, Ken's made it. He sort of jumps around in time with it. And basically, all I'd say is that I love doing it so much. If Ken and the guys at Disney came up with an idea for Book to be involved in a story, then I'd jump at that chance because I loved it as a character. I loved it as a 2 pictures that I got to do. So yeah, I definitely do more.
Well, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for you on that as well, because I know I would love to see more of your and Ken's dynamic on screen. It was always fun in those first 2 movies. And in the meantime, though, I'm going to blast the word out there about Based on a True Story. It's an absolute ride, and I think people are going to love it.
I appreciate it. I'm so glad you liked it, Grant. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good rest of your week, Tom.
You too, man. Have a good one.